So I'm going to remove the dash, and since I was looking on YouTube and there isn't any, I thought I'd post one. So today I started out by removing the radio on my 1970 Westfalia, and if it's possible and you can see them, they're right in here, right here. Since there isn't any good light, there's a little plastic knob right here, plug, and you remove these, drill them out or remove them, and then you can pull the handles out, which make it very easy to pull. I'm going to get to that in a minute, and got to pull the steering wheel, get these knobs out of the way, and then I can change my console and put in my recalibrated speedometer. Okay, so far I've gotten 2 of them out, and the easiest way, I tried cutting them, it's kind of difficult to get in there. So I'm using a router with an extender that I can actually get in here, and I'm boring out that plastic piece to help get it out of the way with a router tip. It looks like that. I'm able to clear it. Picked up replacement ones on eBay. Alright, now we got the steering wheel pulled. Use the puller, get it off. No problem. Make sure you mark everything so you can put it back. Mine was a little off, not dead center, so I'm gonna have to move it a little clockwise. Got all my screws out. Everything's removed, ready to go. So what I'm gonna do is mark all my wires 1 through 10 on the back and change out the dash. Looks like the cluster's ready to go. Video tack installed. All the gauges look good. Everything's numbered and marked. Now we're putting these vents back together. And inside each of these vents has a sliding mechanism that sits in here that helps adjust the distance for the handle to the dash. So to keep it in place while I'm installing it, I'm going to use it. All right, looks like we're ready. We've got the cluster back together, the gauges, the video tacks in. Everything's hooked up, ready to go. So before we start and hooking up all the wires and getting everything in here, these little spacers sit in here on the vent tubes to keep it from, so it's adjustable. So to keep them in place, because once they're in there, I can't get back in there, using a small piece of Scotch tape to hold it in place. So I figure when the Scotch tape wears out, it ain't got nowhere to go. So I'm going to put it in there like this and wrap this over the side. And this will help keep this thing in place on all 4 of them. And then that way when I reassemble the dash and I come back to put in, where'd they go? The plugs, which I'll get to for the adjusters to stay in place that go right here, the little plastic tabs, I'll be able to do that. So, okay, we're starting to install the vent tube plugs. These are what I was talking about earlier. You can buy these online. They're spread on one end. I don't know if the video is good enough. There it is. And I put a little grease on the end of it, and then it goes into that little tab hold, and it keeps the mechanisms from sliding in and out. So once you drill those out and get them out, you put the mechanism back in. Apparently the Scotch tape is working great. The little tabs haven't fallen out. So keep the other 2 out of the way, and then just push these in and then click them on.